So Trump's nominee for Homeland Security is Governor Kristi Noem. Let me show. I think most of you know her, but let's bring her up here. We got all the time in the world. Let's do it. All right. Actually, we don't have all the time in the world. There's Kristi Noem, South Dakota governor. This is from the South Dakota governor site. Kristi Noem. There she is, a pretty lady. Under God, the people rule. Governor Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem is a rancher, farmer, small business owner, and New York Times bestselling author of both Not Going Back and Not My First Rodeo. All right. She is nominated to be the Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security. Okay. And let me bring up this. Now, the confirmation hearings are going on. And Josh Hawley, senator from Missouri, I believe, he points first. This is just an amazing thing. I wasn't aware of this. There's apparently an app that the Biden administration set up to help people file for amnesty. And Hawley asked Kristi Noem if she's going to keep it. But just the knowledge of this app is really, really something. So let me share this with you. Okay. Okay, stop that, and I'll share. All right, and this is really, if there was any doubt of the degree of absurdity that the Biden administration was trying to control the border and not just letting everybody in, they actually were assisting people to just break the law. Listen to this. This is really, really worth listening to. Hold on a second.
About CBP-1, the phone.
Let me pull back. All right. So Senator Hawley talking to Kristi Noem. Let's listen.
About CBP-1, the phone app that I've called concierge service for illegal immigrants. I'm sure you're familiar with it. This was the Biden administration's effort to allow asylum seekers to apply ahead of time using their phones, but not actually to provide any evidence that they needed asylum. There was a newspaper report, a press report that said the only problem with the app is it never asks users, are you seeking asylum? They don't ask for any asylum evidence. They simply release these so-called asylum seekers who use the app into the country on parole. Sometimes they're never given a hearing. The Inspector General actually did a report, a full investigation report on CBP-1, and found that frequently users of this app were claiming the same addresses in the United States as their intended destination, even though they didn't know each other, they weren't family connections. In other words, it has been completely abused. And the idea that the federal government would pay for this kind of concierge service for illegals, I think is outrageous. Will you end the use of the CBP-1 app?
Yes, Senator, if confirmed, and I have the opportunity to be secretary on day one, CBP-1 will be shut down.
All right. So this idea that they had an app basically to help people claim amnesty, but then never, the addresses, there's a problem with the addresses, never, verifying anything beyond that. It's basically just to release them, excuse them into the country and release them. Just another example. Like if we waver and we listen to Joe Biden or any of these Democrats start to think, well, maybe it wasn't. No, it was as bad as we thought. It was just absolutely awful. All right, we got a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up. Let's see what we got. I got so many good ones. I wouldn't be showing them to you if I didn't really think they're worth seeing. And I think this. I'm going to read this. I'll read this headline. President-elect Donald Trump on Thursday night slammed the FBI over its diversity, equity, and inclusion offices, which were shuttered last month, and demanded that the Bureau retain all information and documents related to the closure. The FBI confirmed on Thursday that it had closed the office in December as it prepared for the incoming president's return to the White House. The move also came after Republicans pushed other businesses to end their DEI practices in the wake of the Supreme Court's ruling on affirmative actions in colleges. Trump claimed that the DEI office, which the FBI actually calls the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, should never have been opened, and alleged it was closed before his return because of corruption within the Bureau. So it's interesting. They're closing it before he gets there. Here we go. Here's Trump. We demand that the FBI preserve and retain all records, documents, and information on the now closing DEI office. Never should have been opened, and if it was, should have closed long ago. Trump posted on Truth Social. Why is it that they are closing one day before the inauguration of the new administration? The reason is corruption. So there's Trump again. He's staying on the offense. And just like Hawley's pointing out, this app, it reminds us of just the degree of incompetence, or the degree that they were pushing their agenda, that this isn't, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to start to act like none of this was taking place. Look, Biden's going to say that he's worried about free speech going forward. He's worrying about the powerful billionaires influencing things. Meanwhile, he was accepting money from the billionaires. He was giving medals to Soros. He's the one who Zuckerberg, his administration was pressuring Zuckerberg. Twitter, the laptop, the Post, New York Post being suppressed. All these things were under his watch. On and on and on. The border was a mess, and they have apps. Not only will they just let anybody in, they're assisting people to come in illegally.